guys, welcome back to Tutorial Tuesdays. I know it's been a while since I've been on here, but I said I would come back and do a little tutorial for you this week, and it is Halloween themed. So something that comes up with students a lot is learning to play in time, which is so important. And something that I always say to my students is that it's better to play slowly in time than to try and play fast, because then what happens is you play certain parts that you know quite well fast, but then you'll come to a bit that maybe you don't know as well and you'll struggle, and it'll be just kind of all over the place, chopping and changing. So that's what we don't want. So I'm going to show you a tool that you can use to help you at home. So you can do this on your laptop or on your phone or whatever you want. The tool that we're going to be using is our metronome. Okay, so all you do is, if you go to your laptop or computer or iPad, you go to Google, and if you type in metronome, M-E-T-R-O-N-O-M-E, in Google, this is what will come up. So you'll see this. And it's really easy to use. So say this is 100 beats per minute, right? So I'm just going to play this, right? So you see, that was just a very basic example and a little clue as to what song I'm teaching you today. That's at kind of a normal speed, but if you're just learning a song and you want to decrease the speed, there is a lever on this that helps you to increase the speed and to decrease the speed, okay? So say it's at 100 now. Say I want to put it at 60 beats per minute. And I'll show you the difference, okay? And I'm going to press play. Two. So you see, that was at a much slower speed. So it's actually a lot of fun. You can mess around with it yourself and try out different speeds, but it is the #1 key tool that we can use to help to play in time better, especially when we're learning riffs. That was on the piano, obviously, that I showed you that, but on the guitar, especially if you're learning guitar riffs that are a little bit more complex, the metronome is going to be your best friend. And this is something that I found was difficult over Zoom lessons, is that it's not always easy to teach this. So this is something that you can do yourself at home, which is great. Is to practice with the metronome. So as I said, it couldn't be simpler. Go to Google, type in metronome, and it comes up there, and you can play around with it yourself. And it's super easy. So as you may have guessed, because it's Halloween week and I love Halloween, we're going to be learning just the very opening riff of the Addams Family. So just that very first bit. And I'm going to show it to you on the keyboard and also on the guitar. So first we're going to start off with the keyboard, okay? And I'm going to find, now it doesn't matter if you don't have a keyboard, if you have a piano, that's absolutely fine. But just for fun, I'm going to find a sound that better suits the mood of the piece. So. Okay, so I think I found my sound. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what it looks like on the sheet music here. Okay, so the notes that we're using are on the piano. They're played in the bass clef. in the left hand. So the bass clef is the left hand. I did do a very brief introduction to music theory, but I think I'm going to do more. I might do that for my next video, is because a lot of people tend to ask about music theory, so I might do a little more in depth about that. So the notes that you're playing are F, G, A, and B flat. Okay, so they're your first 4 notes. Now, as I said, in this particular piece of music, the left hand plays this piece, but I'm going to show you how to do it in both hands. Anyway, so we've got F, G, A, B flat, and then you're going to go click, 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 click. And here is where your metronome is going to come in very handy, all right? Okay, so that's the first bit. The next bit, you're going to move to G. So sorry, I should say, for the right hand, you are playing you're starting on the F that's just below middle C. So here's my middle C. I'm starting on this F down here. So F, G, A, B flat, click, click. The next bit, G, A, B, C, not B flat this time. It's a B natural. And a click, click. Okay, so those 2 bits together. Click, 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 click. Okay, so they're the first 2 bits. Then the second 2 bits, we're staying on the G. And here's what we're going to do. I'll show you first. So as you can see, we do 2 together, then back to F, and then we do our clicks. Okay, so slowly all of that together is. Okay, and then in the left hand, we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're starting obviously on the lower F, which is down here. And actually, if we look at this piece of music, you'll see here it actually gives you the BPM. It is 100. So what we were looking at on the metronome earlier, that's actually the exact speed you should be playing it at. So if you ever see that, that's how fast it should be played on the metronome. Okay, so left hand. Okay, so then together we're playing exactly the same thing in both hands, okay? Always keep your wrists up, fingers curled, nice position, sitting up straight, nice and tall. Okay, and let's try hands together. A bit faster. So now I'm going to show you what it's like on the guitar. And I've taught this to a few of my students recently, and they were like, oh my God, I didn't know you could do this on the guitar as well. Because obviously the theme itself is more commonly heard on the piano. But, you know, you have to remember that our guitar is full of notes as well, just the same as our piano. So even though a lot of us play rhythm guitar, which is chords and things like that, our guitar is full of notes, so we can't forget that. And songs like this are a great way to learn those notes as well. Okay, so. So, this is actually, a lot of the times, this is why, so often with students, I get them to do these exercises. And it's for these type of songs specifically that those exercises are made for. This is why I get you to do these kind of, because nobody likes doing scales, nobody likes doing their exercises, but this is why you do them, because they help you to play songs like this. So, as I said, the notes are the same as on the piano. F, G, A, B flat. So we're using our index finger and our pinky finger. So the first note is on our E string. So you're going to put your index finger on the first fret of the E string, and you don't want to let it cut it off like that. You want to let the note ring out, okay? So it's going to be like, hold on to it, and you don't release it until you go to the next note. So you want them to flow into each other. So index finger is on the first fret of the E string, okay? Next, for your G, your pinky finger is going to go to the third fret of the E string. And you see how I did that there? Rather than, sorry, I don't want to do that. I want them to flow. Okay, so there are first two notes. Then our second two notes of this phrase are A and B flat. So A, because this is our A string, we just have to play that open, which means we don't put any fingers down, because that is the note of A anyway. So A, and then for the note B flat, we're going to put our index finger on the first fret of the A string. And again, we want them all to connect to each other. We don't want them to have any gaps in between. So, they're your first four notes, and because our hands are full, okay, we're not going to be able to click like we did in the piano. So instead, you can do another rhythmic thing. So you want to just rest your palm very lightly on the strings. You can mess around with this yourself, because if you press too hard, you get that sound, and we don't want that. And then if you're too light and you're too far away, you get that. So have a play around yourself and just get a nice balance to get that muted strum. Okay, so you want to just have a muted strum, and you're going to do that twice. So again, this is where your metronome is going to come in super handy. Okay, so let's just give it a go actually. I have it on 50 beats per minute, all right? Okay, so that's at 50 beats per minute. That's a really nice speed, and you can go even slower if you'd like to. You just suit yourself. Don't be in competition with anybody else. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Do whatever you need to do to learn it quicker, or to learn it, to absorb it more easily, I suppose. So that's the first part. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. Next part, we're going to be doing G, A, B, C. Yeah, G, A, B, C. I wish I had a cooler sounding pedal for the guitar. But anyway, so your notes are G, A, B, C. And those are the notes G, A, B, C. That's how we play them on the guitar. So you are starting with your index finger on the third fret of the E string. Again, we're going to let that ring out. We're not going to cut it off like this. Don't want that. Even when you're doing your warm-up exercises, we don't want them. Sometimes we do, but for the most part, that's what we want, okay? So, index finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, letting that ring out. Pinky, same finger pattern as before. Pinky finger goes to the 5th fret of the E string. G, A, and they're joining each other. Okay, and then the next notes are B and C. So you're going to take your index finger and your middle finger and you're going to go with your index finger to the 2nd fret of the A string. Then you're going to go with your middle finger to the 3rd fret of the A string. So it's okay. So just go back a little bit. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, so they're the first 2 little bits. Okay, then for the second half, exact same as with the piano, you're going to go. So you've got 3 little phrases in there, 3 little bars. 3 little bars without the muted single strum, okay? So from the second part. Okay, you with me so far? So let's try the whole thing together nice and slowly. And we'll actually do it with the metronome at 50, okay? 2, 3. Once more. There you go. That's how to play the Addams Family, the opening riff on the keyboard or piano and on the guitar. So, yeah, the metronome, I cannot stress the importance of it enough. And I want to start incorporating it more into my own lessons, even through Zoom. It's not as easy, but there are always ways around these things. And as I said, because it's super straightforward, it's something that you can do yourself at home, and it will really, really help your playing whatever instrument you do, whether it's a guitar or piano or drums or voice or whatever, anything, your metronome is going to be your friend. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me again. As I said, I know it's been a while. I am going to do another one of these soon, and it's going to be another introduction to music theory, because I know a lot of people have been asking about that. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, have a happy Halloween, and I will see you guys very soon. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook at Gorey School of Pop, and you can find me on Instagram at Karen Alice Music. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.